Hello viewers, hello listeners, hello everyone. Thank you once again for joining me on DMAP TV. Please don't forget to subscribe if you are coming here for the first time. If you are regular, just do the usual. Please like and comment and also share our video so that you won't miss any of the content that we share here. Because what we do is we give you current affairs in real time. So ladies and gentlemen, with me here a minute from a crisis meeting that was done virtually by CCC top politicians in a bid to persuade Chamisa to retire. Yes, they held the crisis meeting soon after Chamisa dropped his bombshell resignation. Citizens Coalition for Change top politicians Tendai Biti and Rosh Mnuve launched a bid to persuade Nelson Chamisa to return to his position, coupled with equal attempts to pacify party forces, including Sengezo Chavangu, who has been disgruntled by the former leader's tendencies. So it seemed as if after Chamisa announced the surprise resignation, they did a virtual meeting and they resolved to follow Nelson Chamisa and persuade him to return. So following Chamisa's bombshell resignation on Wednesday, the CCC leadership reconstituted under the long decimated structures of the former MDC alliance and quickly convened a virtual crisis meeting to chart the way forward. The decision to hold a virtual meeting, according to sources, was due to the party politicians who formed the leadership live in different parts of the country, and it was near impossible to hold a physical meeting with the little time that was available on Wednesday, just after Chamisa had resigned. So after seeing this, they thought to themselves, we live in different parts of the country and we cannot convene in the most soonest time. So the only option they had was to conduct a virtual meeting, which they did, and they charted a way forward for their part. Yes, they reconstituted or they met as the MDC alliance structures of 2019. The meeting, which featured the meeting and we resolved to reactivate the leadership that was elected in the 2019 Gweru Congress when the party was still known as MDC Alliance. At the Congress, Chamisa was elected as party leader, while Biti Nwe and Lynette Karenyi were elected as co-vice president. And during Wednesday's meeting, the party resolved to appoint Kore as interim party leader, whose mandate was to engage Chamisa and also try and reunite all party forces aggrieved by Chamisa's imposition of election candidates, unilateral dissolution of party structures to center all power around him. So after they met and deliberated, they chose Lynette Kore to be the next, to be the leader of parliament, and subsequently she became the probably, we may say, interim party leader, because the other leaders could not go to that post. So part of the reason was that this woman has less tension with Chamisa. So if she is given the task to engage Nelson to come back and address issues raised, she has better prospects as opposed to Biti, who seemingly has issues with Nelson. The second reasoning was that in the interim, they wanted to make the same person who is going to be the party leader to be the leader of the party in parliament, as opposed to Biti and Nwe, who are not in parliament and are not willing to take up the senatorial seats that are up for grabs. Yes, Wolfman Nwe and Tendai Biti have maintained a distant approach to this. They do not want even to take the senatorial seats, but would rather stay out of parliament. But they want now someone who is in parliament already to be the leader of opposition business in parliament, and that seemed fair to place Lynette Karenyi Kore. The reasoning that while he was indeed a manifestation of the discouragement that now resides in the party as a result of Chamisa's unilateral actions, Chamisa was now way too tainted and was clearly now under ZANU-PF control. So during the meeting, the source said the party was divided on whether or not to engage Chavangu, the self-styled CCC interim secretary general, who has ordered several recalls on CCC MPs and councillors, citing the need to reverse Chamisa's alleged imposition of election candidates ahead of last year's general election. So everyone was speaking about Chabangu, how Chabangu has infiltrated the party, how he has managed ZANU-PF to control the party and to destroy the party. So Wednesday meeting was not the first meeting they had anticipated Chamisa's resignation. There have been meetings before to try and engage him to abandon his unilateral decisions and unite the party. So they knew that this was coming, and in fact they hoped for it. They expected it. Was what happened is when Tendai mentioned Uyo Anka Ega. These are some of the things which he was seeing. I wanna go to, given how the events were unfolding, it was senseless for Nelson Chamisa to keep on holding on, but to take the drastic action that he took. So they were doing meetings like what Chabangu always says. Chabangu always say we meet with top leadership. So the top leadership are thought to include the likes of Tendai Biti, the likes of Washman Ngube, the likes of Charlton Wende, the likes of Jacob Mafume, the mayor, the likes of Leonard Karenyikore, who came to light of late, and his own interim committee. Yes, Sangeso Chabangu is an interim committee that constitutes who is this guy? This funny one, who is the interim treasurer general, Mbuso Siso. Yes, those people are thought to be holding a crisis meeting every now and then, deliberating on what stance Nelson Chamisa would take. So yesterday's meeting was a team decision. There was no one left aggrieved. They agreed to agree, and they are putting Kore as the opposition leader in parliament. The Triple C leadership is set to meet again this Sunday to hear feedback from Karenyi Kore and to chart the way forward. The meeting appointed advocate Ngobizita Mlilo, a South Africa-based Zimbabwean lawyer, to handle all communication around the current Triple C leadership crisis. Attempts to seek comment from Mlilo on Friday night did not yield any positives, as he was unreachable. So this is where we are. They are going to have another meeting, which obviously we will get info from. This meeting is to happen today, which is Sunday. So at first they decided to do it at 2 o'clock. We don't know whether or not they have changed the time, but they are going to deliberate among other issues and make a proper big announcement on the course of action that they will all take. Of course, yes, ladies and gentlemen, they don't want it to seem as if Nelson Chamisa is the face of struggle. So a lot of them, Tendai Biti and Watchman Ngube, to be specific, they would rather remain behind with Triple C than follow him, because they feel that they are making him a demigod by following him wherever he goes. And also their disgruntlement was that he is being a dictator at Triple C. So they want to see they want it to seem as if they can do this beggar. They want to seem as if they don't need Nelson Chamisa to continue with this struggle.